In September 2012, the cluster submitted a proposal to SDF requesting for financial assistance to enable their members undergo training in soap hardening techniques, fragrance application, and entrepreneurship. SDF in April 2012 approved an amount of 42,351 Ghana cedis as grant to finance the training its members of the cluster in soap hardening, fragrance application, and entrepreneurship.
The soap making industry is quite large, and in the olden days you had companies, Sangari and many others, producing for the middle to lower end of the market, with the numerous women associations that you also find producing Alta Samina and many others mainly for the rural areas. Now we had this application from this Cape Coast class of soap makers, and they had basically two problems. One, how to ensure that their soap hardened on time, to reduce the time that is spent, waiting for the soap to dry, to harden before they sell, and also to properly apply fragrances to their soap. As a women's only association, we found it very convenient to support them to get a grant, because SDF's mandate partly is to support women associations, women businesses to thrive and to grow. So we found them very appropriate to support. Also, the application itself was very simple. All they wanted was straightforward training in how to harden and add fragrance to their soaps, unlike many others which were not complicated per se, but winding and very expensive. This was appropriately priced, and the number of beneficiaries also quite appropriate, 25. And the trainers also, were well defined. They knew what they were going to do to support these women to get the skills needed to address the challenges as they saw. If you support these women, they're going to be able to expand their businesses. They're going to be able to, with the skills that they have, expand their reach in terms of the market. This would give them more money to support themselves and their businesses. And these are mainly women that are the breadwinners, their families. And so SDF looks at productivity, but also increase in livelihood, which is also going to be addressed by the income that would hopefully increase in terms of these women's capability to sell more of their product. We also believe that it would encourage many other groups in the region. Central region is a region where we haven't done much as a fund, because there aren't as many businesses in the region, and so the few that are there and that are able to express themselves well in an application, we will support. So that's why we give a grant to the association to get training for their project. We're trusting that the training would finish on time and that they will be able to apply the skills that they have appropriately. Also, perhaps I should mention that the association itself, because of the nature of the training of its members, mainly through informal training, they needed a bit of training in entrepreneurship, which properly grounds them to be able to have the skill to run their businesses from the current state of micro, perhaps to small to medium. As you look on the wayside, you find many businesses that are running around. Some have spent 10, 20 years the same size, because they lack the fundamental entrepreneurship training. But for these women, we have given some grant also to train in entrepreneurship, to ground them properly in how to run their businesses as businesses and how to expand the business without crashing out of the market. So we believe that with these two sets of training, hard skills and soft skills, they'll be able to, if you will, get the best out of the training we've given them. And we're hopeful that many others that are going to apply going forward, we can also support to get a grant to get a project off the ground.
The cluster has so far organized trainings for 25 of its members in soap hardening and fragrance application.
Today we met to teach them washing soap and liquid soap. And for the washing soap, you have to grease your frames, you have to make sure your oil is ready, you have to make sure you have two oil. We have either palm kernel oil or coconut oil. So for the coconut oil, it's faster, especially the palm kernel oil is faster than the coconut oil. if you use 10 minutes for the coconut oil, you use maybe 4 minutes or 5 minutes for the palm kernel oil. So sometimes we blend the coconut oil, maybe we take 3 cups or 3 liters, then 1 palm kernel oil. So it depends on the way you want, and the palm kernel oil has strong scent. So it depends on some people call obolo soap and others. But we are preparing eco-friendly soap, like the BF type soap. So we use the coconut oil, then we use our caustic solution, then we stir for 10 minutes. Then we add up our sulfuric acid, then we add up our sodium silicate, and any fragrance you want to add up, you add up to it. So you allow it to stand for about 5 to 10 minutes to thicken a little. Then you pour into the frame. You leave it to harden. We leave it for it to harden up. Then we cut them into shapes, any shape at all you want, either in bar shape or in square or in triangle or in cake form. So from there we went on to the processing of liquid soap. For the liquid soap, we need something called shampoo base. We need our booster, our thickener, our salt, our normal salt that we eat. So we need all these things assembled. Then you go by it one by one. As you stir, you add up your salt, you add up your water in bits for it to smooth. You stir up to the time that the salt becomes smooth. And as time goes on, it depends on how thick you want and where you are selling your product or sending your product to. So you look at the qualities. We have other ingredients you can add to make your soap very quality. So we added booster, a thickener, preservatives, antibiotic, anything at all you think, because it is eco-friendly. You use it for things that are around us. If it is bubble bath for the bathing, we add, it's the same process of liquid soap, but we add up honey, aloe vera plant, fresh one. We wash it, we take out the chunks, then we blend it and we add up and we add our preservative to preserve it. So it depends on the way you want it. We also have the cocoa shea, where we have shea butter and cocoa butter. After the processing of cocoa, yes, we have cocoa butter, and that one is excellent. Those, if you use one, you like to use any time because it is rich. We also add honey to it. We melt the shea butter and the cocoa butter, then we mix it. We add our caustic soda, then we mix it. As it's hardening up, we add our honey, the normal honey, and you know honey is very expensive. So you add your honey, anything at all. We have some leaves that if you think if you add it to enrich your bubble bath, you can add up. So that is that. From there, we also have medicated soap. We use MMB, we use penicillin, we use sulfuric acid powder, sulfur powder, sorry. Then we add up everything that you want it. You see, then we add up our sodium silicate for the softening and the sulfuric acid. All is added up to make the soap rich. So it depends. And for the medicated soap, I don't think if you have any diseases or rashes, it will stay for 2 days. It is very powerful and it is natural. We are giving them all this training. So at the end of the training, you are able to do washing soap. That's what we did first. And liquid soap. You can do medicated soap, cocoa shea soap. Then the last will be bubble bath soap. Bubble bath soap.
This trainees has not only improved their soap making skills, but also enhanced the quality of soaps produced by their members. Beneficiaries of the training can now produce a batch of 220 bars of soap in 3 days instead of the usual 1 week. Also, the application of new fragrances has enhanced customer preference for their soap, which now comes in hardened and sweet scents.
liquid soap ni esemina bia ye de ohrensa the same time so ya mane hu se utumi su e de si ade nti liquid soap medicate liquid soap no esemina bia etumi eyi James cause at least wakwale ke dia grow up pad no ba before so be did so use semina or the washing is out to me use liquid soap ni e de ho wonsa the same time mo didi wo mo ye adwuma cho ba ni we nyo mo to be use liquid soap e de kokoro mo so mo to me di washi mo chance ni napkins ni mo to me use liquid soap no first na me ye liquid soap a me ye ade bechi na ye nsuo sometimes us me ye bi no ade bechi na eni na atwa putuputu na ehwam no so nyina efimu benne no mehu se ya kire miskis a me ya liquid soap na at least e wo se ye take afesu ni hwam no what say yes with the semina awo wonsa ho nti mehu different wo mu wo first se nya me ye liquid soap na sisi aso no se nya me ye liquid soap a menya no oh ebe boam pa chese first na liquid soap me ya enche ntama market no enkoso but sisi ano wo to wo say ye take a wan pa wo fie mpo no wutumi di so kakra de lutumu ma wutumi yusu ma lele nti menya faso pa wo mse me hu susunya won ne minim first no na ne a mesunya sisi aso yo kakra me waka chom se emse liquid soap no aba wa outside bebre no bia ne dia se ne osiye no na nye liquid soap die in fact me pese wan kasa wo ba na wo be so hwe because e fantastic e fine pa wo use wo bom se nye he ye no any outside don e different wo mpa
we there oye share butter oye share butter share butter no oye share butter srad na ye de sra no koko na wa ye wie ma wada ye milo na de na asna wa aka na wo kotu e go ye waste product no ono na wa ye need me it can also be used for soap say one on behalf of the cluster I thank SDF so much. So much. I would say the Almighty God should bless them. They've really opened my eyes and the eyes of the members, cluster members. They were in darkness so much. Things that we were in there for about 2 years, we didn't know where to get quality of those items prepared. I had the opportunity to get this fund, which is Skill Development Fund. They have really opened my eyes, and many people are not aware that there's something like that in this country, even though publication is going on. But it takes some of us who have benefited to propagate the message to go far. So I would say thank you very much to Skill Development Fund, the World Bank, Danida, for helping women to put smiles in our face. My cluster members are very happy, and they are proud and have confidence in what they are doing now. And I believe each member is getting to know, to get 25 people. That is the task ahead of them now. We have decided to give ourselves some time frame for each member to train 25 people.
I'm here in the shop of Kwabna Jemfi and I have a bar of soap. This is what we get at the end of the entire process, going through the process, making liquid and also bar soap. This is what SDF is all about, providing the necessary skills training so that people can increase their profit in whatever it is they are doing. They can create more revenue, and of course we also go ahead to create increased employment generation also for the populace. We want to draw a curtains on today's episode on SDF Diaries, but don't forget to join me same time next week. Stay blessed and bye for now.